Today I'll be teaching you how to play Kung Lao in Mortal Kombat 1 in less than 10 minutes. Before I even start teaching you anything about Kung Lao, I just want to say that if you're not really into the rushdown style, mix-up kind of style gameplay, then I wouldn't really recommend playing this character. If you do enjoy that more fast-paced, mix-up, rushdown style gameplay, then I do recommend this character. But if you want a more neutral-based character, then it's definitely not Kung Lao. The first thing we'll talk about is his base kit, and like I said, he's not really a neutral-based character. He has some pretty good normals, they just don't have much range at all, or like any really good crazy mids. He has a couple good buttons, like his back 3 is decent, his down 4 and down 3 are decent. His sweep's pretty good as well, but like I said, you're not really going to be playing neutral with this character. If you ever are going to play neutral with him, it's mainly just with his hat projectiles. He can play a little crazy in neutral with his dive kick, because as you can see, it pretty much has no recovery. Like you can see, I can land, do my armor move, or I can just land and then like do a button right after. It's extremely hard to punish this, so like in neutral, it's pretty decent to just kind of like throw out random dive kicks. Most of your damage from Kung Lao is going to come from that offense. Like he has his 2-1 right here, which is a plus on block string. His sweep is also plus on block, which means it's your turn if they block both of these. These two buttons are pretty much some of your best like pressure starters, because you can go into 2-1, do it again and frame trap, or you can do 2-1 overhead. You could do 2-1 and then get the mix from this string as well. His back 3 has a built-in mix-up that is unreactable, so he can go back 3 low, or he can go back 3 overhead, which is a pretty decent string. The string does have a gap in it, so you can't just go for the mix-up 24/7 with no risk. Like, it does have a gap. They are both safe on blocks, so if they don't have meter and they're not armoring, like, you can go for it whenever you want, pretty much. You can also just bait the armor by doing back 3 and then blocking and then, like, getting a full combo punish. But, I mean, you're not going to really be using this string, like, 24/7 to get all of your damage anyway. One of the best things about Kung Lao's base kit is this move here, EX Backfall 2. It's completely safe on block outside of, like, 3 or 4 characters in the game. If there's like a gap in a string, you can pretty much do this with little to no risk because it is safe on block, so it's so good to have. I'm just going to show you 2 combos that he can do by himself with no cameo really quick, because these are going to be your main B&Bs. So that's the mid-screen one right there, almost 40%, really good damage. In the corner, you can do pretty much the same thing, except you'll add a standing 4 in between. I think I might have dropped this one. Oh, no, we got it. Does really good damage, 42%. You can also commit to his overhead if you want and get a full combo. I don't really recommend this because it is a little bit risky, but it's still really good damage if you want to go for it. We'll jump into his cameo stuff now. I'm just going to be using Goro for all of this video because I still think Goro is his best cameo. Some people have been using Janet Cage since she just recently dropped, but I'm not too familiar with it, so I'm right now just going to teach you guys with Goro. The first thing I'll show you with Goro is that Kung Lao becomes a true 50-50 launcher character. These are actual 50-50s. You can't react, you have to guess. That one did 27% with no meter. You can also do the same from his low and get a full combo, exact same combo. So his overhead and low both do 27%. You also get a launcher from his back 3 string, which I showed you earlier. So again, it's the same kind of game plan, except you get combo launches from pretty much all of them. The safe armored move I showed you earlier also becomes a full combo launcher, which again is just extremely strong. Full combo armor launcher, 30%. You can also do meterless combos. It's the same B&B that I showed you earlier pretty much, except you just use Goro instead of EX bar. But I don't really recommend this too often because you'd rather save Goro for the mix-ups. In the corner, the combos are pretty much the same, except you just add that standing 4. So again, it's literally the same thing. 30% meterless 50-50. This also works exactly the same from the low. Same combo, literally the exact same. So you pretty much don't have to think about your combo routes at all with this character. They're almost the same every time. Last thing I will say is his Fatal Blow is amazing, so don't be scared to use this in combos. It'll pretty much never drop. I've never seen his Fatal Blow drop in combos, and it does over 50% even if your opponent's mashing. Obviously, I'm mashing on the Fatal Blow damage right now, but you'll see, like, even if they're mashing, if your opponent's actually doing this would still be 50%. So his Fatal Blow is one of the best in the game in terms of combos. It's great damage. That is pretty much it for Kung Lao. Like I said, very simple character. If you want to try some other cameos with him, I would suggest Lao cameo or Janet. But in my opinion, the best cameo for Kung Lao is still Goro, so I would highly recommend that. If you want to start taking Mortal Kombat more seriously, DM me on one of my social medias with a link in the description. I've opened up a few slots a week for private coaching sessions, so if you're interested, just DM me and let me know. If you want to continue watching Mortal Kombat, I'll leave 2 videos on the side for you right here. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next 10-minute guide.